This Major League Soccer group that is forming here in St. Louis. David Hunn, busy day for you yesterday.
Yeah, it's been like that recently, McGraw. I feel like, I thought the Rams, something would happen, right? Either they'd stay or they'd go, and then they'd have a break.
Yeah.
And it just, there has not been a break, really.
Yeah, well, you can blame Carney for that, I guess. All right, first.
Great news that he's coming back. I can't believe that.
Yeah, no, it is. It's nothing short of a miracle. He's back on Monday. So let's start with this soccer story. You mentioned a list of who's who: Bill DeWitt, Jim Cavanaugh, Bob O'Loughlin, Dave Peacock, Jim Woodcock, Chris Zimmerman, just to name a few of the honchos. No Governor Nixon anywhere in this sort of group.
So they are insisting that this is not an ownership group, but I think anybody looks at this and says this is probably an ownership group, right?
Right.
Will it be all of them? No, probably not. Maybe some will want in, some will want out, but they're all people who could be owners. And they also said, point being, I think this is a private move. I frankly think they don't want Nixon. I mean, they would never say this,
right?
But I think they don't want Nixon in it. I mean, they want to do what they want to do as businessmen and businesswomen. They're not. I don't think they're. I think they're going to ask for public assistance, guaranteed. But they'll get there when they get there. That's my opinion.
Yeah, I think this is all great news, and clearly the private sector sort of working together. And it looks like since the Rams have left, that this Major League Soccer expansion has really got some concrete buzz to it.
Yeah, I think so too. And I think I'm sure you and I talked about this a while back. You could feel it coming as soon as Kroenke left, and it just took a little bit. And you could, I think, the day he wrote that nasty report, perhaps partially true report, but still nasty. I think you could feel people say, bleep him.
Right.
We're gonna rally. I really could feel it even then. I think
the other story you wrote yesterday, which is getting a whole lot of attention, is that are they really thinking about tearing the dome down for a $500 million renovation? You
better believe they are. So. Will they actually tear it down? Who knows? They're going to go through the steps they need to figure out. So they've got this study coming today. We should get a copy of it. I don't think it's going to be, the magic pill, so to speak. I think it's just going to tell us kind of where they fit competitively. Then they're going to have to make the board's going to have to make the hard decision. Do we tear down part of the dome? Do we renovate it? Do we expand westward? If I had to guess right now, I would put money on expansion, though. I would say think westward towards, on the west side of the so the dome, that convention center is weird, right? It's kind of this big, long L.
Right.
On the west side of it, there's a Holiday Inn. Used to be a Ramada, right?
Mm-hmm.
And there's 2 empty lots around there. Or maybe one has a parking garage on it. I think that's what they're going to look at first. That's my guess.
Yeah, there is land around the dome to expand. So whether they want to go west or north, I guess. So they want to spend the $500 million to sort of upgrade it, right? I mean, that's the idea, to sort of join the 21st century when it comes to convention centers. Yeah,
what they're saying is that that really this is like a Keeping Up with the Joneses story. Nashville has a nice place. They just renovated theirs. Denver's got a nice place. They just renovated theirs. I think we need marble in our kitchen too. I'm sorry, but it is, right? And I'm not saying they're wrong. They certainly are. I'm sure they're right. In fact, I know I've talked to owners of convention or like the volleyball group who said we can't stay here if So just this past weekend they had like 700. Kids volleyball teams in the dome and convention center, and that the owner of that competitive body said we can't stay here if they don't expand. We're getting too big. So it's not that they're wrong, but
if they wanted to spend $400 million in taxpayer funds to build a $1 billion stadium, where are they going to get $500 million to renovate the dome?
Yeah, I think. I mean. That's the question, right?
Okay.
That's exactly the question. So the big questions are, how much is this actually going to cost, and where are they going to get the money? I know that sounds basic, but that we still, we really have no concept of that. And frankly, I don't think they do either.
Yeah.
They have some ideas. For instance, if they can sell to, the bond guys that they can actually increase business at the convention center, they could actually fund some of that bond selling on the basis of increased revenues.
Right.
So they could be self-funded. But I guarantee we're going to be back in that conversation about quote-unquote bond extension that we were, back in the NFL stadium days.
David Hunn pulls out a blockbuster story about 3 times a week here for STLtoday.com. And he fills in. And look at this. He's on the radio, too. David Hunn, great job as always. Thanks for checking in, and we'll talk to you soon.
Kelly McGraw, thank you so much.
You got it. David Hunn, STLtoday.com, breaking 2 stories yesterday. All of that's on STLtoday.com. And he was nice enough to fill in for us
2 big stories
yesterday. 7:56, Big 550 KTRS.
Looking forward to a vacation in your own backyard? Head to Suburban Leisure Center on Olive, just a mile west of 141, where better homes and backyards begin. Online at suburbanleisurecenter.com.